On our broadcast tonight, fight to the finish. They joked with one another in New York last night, but now it's all business. Obama and McCain do the math. Now they're going after votes in key battleground states as the clock ticks down. Feeling the pinch, the next alarm being sounded in the credit crisis, credit cards, as the bill now comes due for a lot of Americans. Making a difference, how one young man made it off the streets all the way to Harvard, then found a way to go back to give back. And Motown sound, a huge loss in the music business as one of the great voices of Motown is gone. Also here tonight, this rough economy, how is it playing in Peoria? Nightly News begins now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Good evening. At a political dinner here last night in New York, Obama and McCain joked with each other, complimented each other, even embraced each other, and that'll be about it. It is all business from here on in. The stakes are too high and the electoral map is too fraught with uncertainty. The niceties are over. Now they take to the air and go on the road and target certain voters in certain states with just 18 days to go now until we elect a new president. Our team covering the race will start us off tonight, beginning with NBC's Kelly O'Donnell with the McCain campaign in Florida. Kelly, good evening.
And good evening to you, Brian. McCain advisors tell me they plan to focus like a laser on taxes and remind voters every time they can that Senator Obama said his own tax policy would, quote, spread the wealth around, a message the McCain team argues could help them in red states. Today in Florida, where voters backed the president 4 years ago, John McCain seemed more comfortable saying this.
I'm not George Bush.
And McCain extended the 15 minutes of fame for that Ohio man now known as Joe the Plumber.
The response from Senator Obama and his campaign yesterday was to attack Joe.
McCain advisors called Joe a metaphor, saying he represents the kind of hard-working voter they must win in order to close on Obama's lead in state after state. McCain's weekend plans say a lot about this race. Today through Sunday, he stops in traditional battlegrounds, Ohio and Florida, but also plays defense, visiting Virginia, North Carolina, and Missouri, states Bush also won in 2004.
Florida is so critical.
To cover more ground, today McCain did a round of local TV interviews by satellite to reach voters in New Mexico, Colorado, and Minnesota. Another tactic, getting to voters at home with automated phone calls in key states.
You need to know that Barack Obama has worked closely with domestic terrorist Bill Ayers.
In a tough campaign, a break for McCain's lighter side. Both candidates at a charity dinner last night.
I can't shake that feeling that some people here are pulling for me. I'm delighted to see you here tonight, Hillary.
And for Sarah Palin, who has kept Saturday Night Live busy, she'll be on the show for real.
Oh, man. Well, I'm excited for tomorrow night. I have no idea what to expect. I haven't seen any scripts or anything else yet, but it'll be fun, you know.
And laughter is part of the come-from-behind McCain plan to reach and win over voters. Kelly O'Donnell, NBC News, Melbourne, Florida.
I'm Lee Cowan with Barack Obama in Roanoke, Virginia, a red state Obama hopes to carry, even though no Democrat has done that since Lyndon Johnson.
We are 18 days away from changing this country.
Obama will spend a good portion of those 18 days showing a lot of red. Tomorrow, Obama campaigns in Missouri. On Sunday, North Carolina. Monday and Tuesday in Florida. All states George Bush won.
Oh, good to see you, sir.
And in each one of them, he's going after voters he's dubbed Obamacans. Republicans, like the owner of this diner, who he's tried to persuade to go Democrat.
I say, sir, I understand you are a die-hard Republican. He said, yes, I am. I said, how's business?
Even his jokes lately seem to be tailored to red state worries. At a New York charity dinner last night, he's the one who brought up Hussein.
I got my middle name from somebody who obviously didn't think I'd ever run for president.
But it's Obama's ground operation. Millions of mostly college-age volunteers in those battleground states who Joe Biden says are the key.
Your kids are going to be going to college, and they're going to be learning about and reading about how literally the Obama campaign revolutionized American politics.
Take North Carolina, where the campaign has significantly increased black voter registration and is now working to get out the vote. Or Virginia, where Obama has nearly 3 times as many field offices as John McCain.
Many are already going to the polls, and of those states that have early voting, the Obama campaign is working overtime to lock those votes in sooner rather than later. Lee Cowan, NBC News, Roanoke, Virginia.
God bless you.
This is Andrea Mitchell in Washington. In the money race, it's no contest. On television, Barack Obama is outspending John McCain by 3-1, dominating the airwaves in battleground states, targeting red states like Virginia, where Obama campaigned today,
I'm sure Virginia's ready for change.
and Florida, where Obama is outspending McCain by $3 million a week.
You know it's a must-win state, and you know we're going to win.
That forces McCain to play defense, campaigning today in a state Republicans thought would be a sure thing.
What Obama's money advantage is doing is really locking up McCain's money late in the race, where he's really defending home turf, as opposed to being able to put those dollars to work in states like Ohio and Pennsylvania.
Hard-pressed to compete, McCain pulled his advertising out of Michigan, and now the Republican National Committee is off TV in Wisconsin, pouring money instead into red states like North Carolina and Missouri. Why is the playing field so uneven? Obama decided not to take federal matching money so can raise unlimited funds. But McCain, who took federal money, is restricted to $84 million. Obama has spent that much in the last 20 days alone.
He's got more money than there is TV time left to buy in this election, and you're seeing this show up in other channels of communications to voters.
Obama's also bought a half hour of network TV time just before the election, and is now even advertising in video games.
Barack Obama has begun running campaign ads within video games, such as Madden NFL 09 and Burnout. Not to be outdone, John McCain has begun putting ads inside MRI machines.
But for the Republicans, this is no laughing matter. In the last 4 months, Obama has spent more on TV than George Bush did in his entire 2004 campaign. McCain aides say expect John McCain to start accusing Barack Obama of trying to buy the election in these closing days of the race. Brian?
Andrea Mitchell in our Washington Bureau, our entire team on the ground starting us off this Friday night. Thanks. And late today, the McCain campaign released some of Cindy McCain's tax information. It shows the candidate's wife reported a combined $10.2 million in income for 06 and 07. She paid $2.8 million in federal tax over that 2-year period. Most of Mrs. McCain's income comes from real estate, partnerships, and trusts. Cindy McCain is chairwoman of the nation's largest Budweiser distributorship, founded by her father. An update on a story we told you about here last night. Republicans in Ohio lost a fight to challenge the eligibility of 200,000 new voters. That was lost at the Supreme Court today. The Republicans sued to force Ohio's Secretary of State to provide information about mismatches between newly registered voters and the state's driver's license database. A program note here tonight, former Secretary of State Colin Powell will be Tom Brokaw's exclusive guest this Sunday morning on Meet the Press. Secretary Powell, as you may know, has so far not shared his thoughts on this election season. Again, that's Sunday morning right here on this NBC station. Now to the economy. Another roller coaster day on Wall Street. Stocks trading once again in a wide range, with the Dow finishing down on the day 127 points. Blue chip stocks gained nearly 5% on the week, however, first weekly gain in 5 weeks. The piece of this financial mess that is probably the next one to hit us is crippling growth in personal debt. Ever since the first credit card was introduced in this country, 50 years ago this month, by the way, Americans have had a love affair with plastic, but it's an affair that often ends badly. Our report from Trish Regan.
Chicken noodle, oyster, mega noodle.
Gloria Acevedo and Stu Bryans are anxious about the arrival of another daughter next month.
I've been up a couple nights, thinking, here we got the baby on the way. How are we going to afford diapers?
Gloria lost her job at a nearby auto dealership in Frederica, Delaware last year. She has a new job temping, but makes just half her former salary. To make up a $1,000 deficit each month, the couple is putting their expenses, groceries, gas, even the electric bill, on credit.
if this one is due on the 1st and this one is due on the 15th, we may use this credit card to pay this credit card on the 15th, and then when the 15th comes around, we'll use this credit card to pay this credit card, which may be due on the 1st.
So you're essentially using one credit card to pay off another credit card.
No, we're using a multitude of credit cards to pay a multitude of credit cards.
They're not alone. In the last 10 years, though wages have remained flat, credit has soared. The average household now carries an estimated $8,300 worth of credit card debt.
It fuels the economy the way that getting really drunk fuels a party.
But analysts say the party is over. As unemployment ticks higher, so do the number of credit card defaults. In 2007, Americans defaulted on $27 billion worth of credit card debt. By next year, it's estimated that number will nearly quadruple to $96 billion. First, it was the mortgage crisis. Now banks are trying to brace themselves for potential credit card delinquency. Their solution? Reducing credit limits for customers they deem risky.
You have to take prudent steps today to make sure you can continue to lend.
To ensure they don't lose the credit cards they consider a lifeline, Gloria and Stu are changing their lifestyle.
You cut back as much as you can. You get a second job if you have to. And you just do what you have to do.
Because they're looking forward to the day when it's their baby and not their bills that keeps them up at night. Trish Regan, CNBC, Frederica, Delaware.
When we continue here this Friday night, our digital journalism team reporting on the economy on the ground tonight, how it's playing in Peoria. And then later, a legendary Motown voice is gone.
Are you like me? I have high blood pressure, and I have high cholesterol.
But he treats both with one pill.
Catawit makes it easier to manage my two conditions. Catawit contains two proven medicines, one for lowering high blood pressure, the other for lowering high cholesterol, combined in one pill. Catawit. That works for me.
Catawit is one of many treatment options, in addition to diet and exercise that he discussed with his doctor.
Catawit is not for everyone. It's not for people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. To check for liver problems, you need simple blood tests. Tell your doctor about any heart problems and all other medications you are taking, or if you experience muscle pain or weakness, as they may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Along with diet and exercise, Catawit effectively lowers both high blood pressure and high cholesterol. Two medicines, one pill. Ask your doctor if Catawit is right for you.
Constipation, bloating, gas, diarrhea. People, is your colon sending you a message? Now there's new Phillips Colon Health with probiotics. It helps naturally restore the balance in your digestive system, so you can avoid those very unpleasant symptoms with new Phillips Colon Health.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
Senator Obama, I am not President Bush.
True, but you did vote with Bush 90% of the time. Tax breaks for big corporations and the wealthy, but almost nothing for the middle class. Same as Bush. Keep spending $10 billion a month in Iraq while our own economy struggles. Same as Bush. You may not be George Bush, but...
I voted with the president over 90% of the time, higher than a lot of my even Republican colleagues.
The generation that swore it would never get old didn't. Welcome to the summer of life. New Touch of Gray from Just for Men. Lets you keep a little gray. Works gradually. Easy. New Touch of Gray.
All this week here, we've been getting a close-up look at how this nation's economic troubles are hitting home. This week, our own Mara Schiavocampo went on the road with her video camera through parts of the nation's heartland, ending up in Peoria, Illinois, where she filed tonight's digital dispatch, part of our week-long series, Your Country, Your Money.
Yes, I do.
For financial advisor Jim Zogby in Peoria, Illinois, this is now part of the job.
You have every right in the world to be afraid or scared, but don't panic.
Often on the other end of the phone these days, retired couple Judy and Dave Edwards.
He always kind of calms me down. I look at television, I get really nervous.
No.
Edwards retired in 2002 after working as a pattern maker for Caterpillar for 44 years. He guesses he's lost about 30% of his retirement portfolio in the past year.
It's all we have, to live the rest of our life on. It really gives you a reason to stop and think.
Peoria is often considered a snapshot of the country. In fact, there's even a saying, will it play in Peoria? Well, many retirees say the economy is not playing well here. Is this how you imagine your retirement would be?
Absolutely not.
If it keeps it up, I'm going to have to find a job.
I ain't got $3 in my pocket. I ain't spending it. And that's the way most people are looking at it.
Most, maybe, but not everyone.
I'm not nervous about it.
Dell and Dorothy Birchie are calmly riding out this storm, one they blame on those who strayed from old-fashioned values.
If we didn't have the money, we just wouldn't buy the item that we were looking at. And you save up till we got it.
The Edwards did just that, saving for a future that is now here. But they're facing something they didn't plan for, uncertainty about what to do with their money.
He says bury it out in the yard. And then when you get our age, you forget where you buried it.
Using a little laughter to help cope with serious concerns about the future. Mara Giavocampo, NBC News, Peoria.
And a bit later on, when we continue here tonight, we'll remember one of Motown's very best.
Hey, you should look at this.
What?
Your PAD isn't just poor circulation in your legs causing you pain.
It isn't.
Mom, it more than doubles your risk of heart attack or stroke.
I didn't want to worry you.
You need to read about Plavix. If you have PAD, Plavix can help protect you from a heart attack or stroke. Plavix helps keep blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots, the cause of most heart attacks and strokes. Promise you'll talk to your doctor about Plavix?
If you have a stomach ulcer or other condition that causes bleeding, you should not use Plavix. When taking Plavix alone or with some other medicines, including aspirin, the risk of bleeding may increase. So tell your doctor before planning surgery. And always talk to your doctor before taking aspirin or other medicines with Plavix, especially if you've had a stroke. If you develop fever, unexplained weakness, or confusion, tell your doctor promptly, as these may be signs of a rare but potentially life-threatening condition called TTP, which has been reported rarely, sometimes in less than 2 weeks after starting therapy. Other rare but serious side effects may occur. Attention Plavix users with poor leg circulation, known as PAD. Your condition may put you at 2 times the risk of a heart attack or stroke. Plavix helps you stay protected. Whether you're feeling leg pain or not, your risk never goes away. Help stay protected. Stay with Plavix.
Chocolate silk is what brought me to this silk. It's creamy, it's tasty, it's fantastic. It's a great healthy alternative for me.
Silk has soy protein, antioxidants, and omega-3s, plus all the calcium and vitamins A and D of milk. Silk. Take a step forward.
If you have a history of smoking and breathing problems, it could be COPD, which includes chronic bronchitis, emphysema, or both. Discover Spiriva, the only once-daily inhaled maintenance prescription that treats both forms of COPD. Spiriva significantly improves lung function to help you breathe better for a full 24 hours. And it's not a steroid. Spiriva is not a rescue inhaler. Tell your doctor about your medicines, even eye drops, and illnesses like glaucoma and urinary or prostate problems. These may worsen with Spiriva. The most common side effect is dry mouth. Others include constipation and problems passing urine. In the event your breathing suddenly worsens, your throat or tongue swells, you get hives, vision changes, or eye pain, stop taking Spiriva and call your doctor. Spiriva is one of many treatment options to consider with your doctor.
Make a habit of breathing better with Spiriva.
The McCain-Palin interview, NBC Nightly News next week.
We're back now with our in-depth report tonight. As Election Day approaches, we've been talking here recently about the hotspots around the world that will be crowding the next president's agenda. Fact is, the U.S. is on the world's agenda as well, and our 44th president will have a lot of work to do. Our report on this tonight from NBC's Donna Friesen.
The next president, whoever he is, faces a grim reality. Much of the world deeply distrusts, even dislikes, the United States. In France, these bloggers say the world is hungry for change.
George Bush is the president of the United States, but he's not the president of the world.
Nicole Bacharan is a respected French political analyst who used to live in the U.S.
There is a lot of hostility in the sense that Americans, or the government at least, is arrogant, aggressive, and a danger, basically, for the rest of the world.
Much of the sympathy and solidarity that existed after 9/11 evaporated during the Bush years. especially in the Muslim world. A recent Pew poll found only 37% of Indonesians, 22% of Egyptians, and 19% of Pakistanis had a positive opinion of the U.S. Even among traditional Western European allies, approval is low. 31% in Germany, 33% in Spain, 42% in France.
A big part of the story is certainly opposition to American foreign policy. First and foremost, it's Iraq.
Iraq, not only because so many believed it was invaded on false pretenses, but because the U.S. did it despite so many countries' objections.
There's a just sort of general perception that the U.S. acts unilaterally in world affairs.
Other reasons? After Abu Ghraib and Guantanamo Bay, the U.S. is perceived by many as a violator rather than an upholder of human rights. America is seen contributing, but not doing much to solve global warming, and is viewed by many as having triggered the current economic meltdown. Nowhere is America's image worse than in Turkey. Polls show 70% of people here see the U.S. more as an enemy than a friend, despite Turkey being a NATO ally and a partner in the war on terror.
Politically speaking, the U.S. is considered to be a bull in the china shop.
But American culture and its people are still embraced.
They still see the good side of America, the mobility, the change, the dynamism, the openness to the world.
Here in Turkey, as in much of the world, people want to turn a page on the Bush years. In fact, polls show the image of the U.S. has improved slightly this year simply because President Bush is leaving. And that if the world had a vote, Barack Obama would win in a landslide. Regardless of who wins, the world is clamoring for a new America in 2009. Donna Friesen, NBC News, Istanbul.
You may not know his name right away, but if I said Sugar Pie Honey Bunch, you'd know him. And you know the same old song, and Reach Out and I'll Be There, and Bernadette, and Baby I Need Your Lovin'. That voice helped define American music, and his name was Levi Stubbs. Levi was the lead singer of the Four Tops. His voice had range, it had soul, it had great power. And he powered the Four Tops right up next to the supergroups of that era. Levi Stubbs was a proud product of Detroit, Michigan, where he died today. Music ran deep in that family. Jackie Wilson was a cousin, and Levi Stubbs was one of the all-time greats. Luckily, we will always have his music. Levi Stubbs of the Four Tops was 72 years old.
All around the world, men with erectile dysfunction have taken 36-hour Cialis. Today, men can also be ready with another dosing option, Cialis for daily use, a clinically proven low-dose tablet you take every day, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right.
Tell your doctor about your medical condition and all medications, and ask if you're healthy enough for sexual activity. Don't take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, stop taking Cialis and call your doctor right away.
36-hour Cialis or Cialis for daily use. Ask your doctor if a Cialis option is right for you. So when the moment is right, you can be ready.
Cooks know the best asparagus have bright green stems, and tomatoes at their best say Hunt's on the can, because Hunt's flash steams every tomato, so they always taste fresh from the vine. Tomatoes? Hunt's, perfectly natural, perfectly delicious.
For years, low-dose aspirin has been a cornerstone of heart attack prevention. Today, there's Bayer with Heart Advantage. Ask your doctor about the only low-dose aspirin product that helps lower the risk of heart attack and lowers cholesterol. Be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin or modify an aspirin regimen.
We all have internal plumbing, but for some of us, it can be a problem. You know, frequent, sudden bladder urges. You worry your pipes might leak, so it's hard to always do things spur of the moment. If you've had enough, talk to your doctor about taking care with Vesicare.
Vesicare once a day can help control your bladder muscles so it can help reduce urges and leaks day and night. If you have certain stomach problems, glaucoma, or trouble emptying your bladder, do not take Vesicare. Tell your doctor right away if you have a serious allergic reaction, severe abdominal pain, or become constipated for 3 or more days. Vesicare may cause blurred vision, so take care while driving or doing unsafe tasks. Common side effects are dry mouth, constipation, and indigestion. Fewer urges and leaks. The chance to be more spontaneous. Vesicare can make a difference. Ask your doctor today about taking care with Vesicare.
This is a KGW News Channel 8 update.
Next, he's alive. Found 5 days after he set out to summit Mount Adams. How searchers tracked him down. Plus, she's not your typical football player, the Clackamas wide receiver who's also a homecoming princess.
And we have a homecoming in weather of sorts. Cloudy skies are on their way back. I'll see if they have any rain coming up after Nightly News.
Making a difference. Brought to you by Vesicare.
Finally tonight, our Making a Difference report. When you're dealt a bad hand in life, born into poverty, raised in a tough environment, it's tough to break out and make it in life. Anyone who does might be forgiven for not looking back. But our story tonight is about a young man who has chosen to go back and help and make a difference. His story from NBC's Michelle Kaczynski.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
New teachers don't always come back to Humphreys County High School.
Mr. Allen, you following me?
Chimobi Amuta would not choose to be anywhere else.
Ladies, get to work.
In his second year, he's already known as one of the toughest.
You write in your own words. They know that despite, loving them to death, I will fail them.
He says he knows they can do better. That's because Chimobi, only a few years their senior, grew up in an even tougher place.
We had bullet holes through windows on the first floor.
Amid the gangs and drugs of Trenton, New Jersey, of his group of 19 friends, only 2 did not end up in prison. Chimobi and his brother.
We both had our eyes on specific dreams that we wanted to, accomplish and things we wanted to do.
Inspired by a few teachers, Chimobi made it to Harvard.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I had to call my mother, let her know the news. She called every human being she knows.
His mother, Abigail. She fled war in Nigeria and raised 4 children alone, right across the street from the prison.
I strongly believe in education. And I told them the more I push them, go to school. High school is not even the basic, so you got to keep going until you can say, Mom, there's no more education out here.
Like, how can I dare disappoint her? Or how can I dare let her down?
Chimobi thought about becoming a big-time lawyer, but his first dream kept calling. Last year, he joined the University of Mississippi Teachers Corps, real experience while he earns his master's. He asked to be placed in one of the poorest districts in the country.
Seeing that spark, seeing their brain wrinkle, so it's a beautiful thing.
Going to Harvard, he could have done anything else, but he told us to come here and teach us to prepare us for a better life outside of school.
You have to be your own leader. You can't be a follower.
I'm trying to be that for some of them. You can do anything you want to do, literally.
Showing them history and a future. Michelle Kaczynski, NBC News, Belzona, Mississippi.
And that's our broadcast for this Friday night and for this week. Thank you for being with us. I'm Brian Williams. Lester Holt will be here with you this weekend. We, of course, hope to see you back here on Monday night. Have a good weekend. Good night.
Great news. After 5 cold nights alone, a climber missing on Mount Adams is found alive. His sister overjoyed.
It's like waking up from a horrible nightmare.
The injury that kept him from getting back to his car. The slag. After telling homeowners they're responsible for cleaning up this mess, why the city is stepping in this weekend. And a real game changer, a wide receiver for the Clackamas High School football team is breaking more than tackles. He's breaking the gender barrier.
Has to do all the things that the guys do, all the same drills, all the hitting.
Whole new person, and I really like who I've become.
And it's not just football. How this overachiever isn't one to stay on the sidelines in anything.
From the KGW HD studios, where the news comes first. News Channel 8 at 6 starts now.
Hello, I'm Joe Donlin.
And I'm Tracy Berry. First at 6, a miracle in the mountains. A climber who set out to summit Mount Adams 5 days ago is found alive. Searchers with dogs found the Philomath man with a broken ankle. He's where they found him, at the 6,000-foot level in rugged timber near Madcat Meadow and Looking Glass Lake. Tonight, News Channel 8 team coverage, including Dave Selesky on the cold conditions that he endured. First, though, Mike Benner joins us. And, Mike, I know you talked with the climber's sister.
I sure did, Tracy. She tells me when she and her family got the call this afternoon, it was like waking up from a horrible nightmare. She says a search dog picked up 27-year-old Derek Mamoyak's scent off a granola bar wrapper. Not far from that wrapper near Looking Glass Lake and Madcat Meadow, search and rescue crews found the Philomath man. His sister says he has a broken ankle and is dehydrated but in good spirits. Remember, Mamoyak went missing on Sunday during a day climb. When he didn't return, his family and friends got worried and alerted authorities. They've been...
The Collins Foundation. The Collins Foundation is dedicated to improving the quality of life in Oregon.
Body Box, dance, theater, film. Performing Encores, the best of Body Vox, October 22nd to 25th at Portland's Newmark